Greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome to the Friday show. Friday wins. Yes. Friday wins. One of the best days of the week, one of the best 7. And it's really all about your wins. It's really all about how did you win this week? What did you accomplish? What goals did you leap over? What happened in your life? Business, personal, small, big, we just don't care. We'll celebrate all of it because it's our turn. It's our time. Here on Fridays, we do this every Friday because you know what? It's just I've been exposed to a lot of stuff this week. There's been, gosh, my wife's a pharmacist and she just every day she works so hard, getting the vaccine out, doing a whole lot of things that are extra and on top of, and just serving her folks. You know what I mean? And that carries a weight to it, and that carries a stress to it. And I think that in the past year, a lot of entrepreneurs have joined our ranks, and a lot of people have burned out. And I don't want any of those people to be you. I want you to be amazing. I want you to be outstanding. I want you to go out there and do your business like never before, because the fog is going to lift. It's going to get better. It is. It has no choice. I will give it no choice. And entrepreneurs, we're just the backbone. You know what I mean? We're just the backbone of business. Yeah, I know all the other guys are big and they have huge budgets and, a lot of things that we don't have. But you know what we have? We have ingenuity. We have creativity. We have awesomeness that no other people on earth have. So let's celebrate that awesomeness, shall we? So if you're new around here, put your wins in the comments for me so that I can see and acknowledge just how cool you are. Does not have to be a business win. It totally can be a personal one, because to me there's not a great big line. You know what I mean? Between business and personal. There's in fact, there's a very small line, and most of the time I can't see it. So we're going to celebrate everything. We're going to celebrate everything. And I'm going to start off with a couple of my own, because that is how it goes. So one of the big wins that I had this week, holy moly, I get the privilege of meeting a whole lot of people. It's because I'm involved in a network called Synapse, and we love meeting, and we love meeting people. And that's just, I meet a lot of people, and sometimes I get really, really behind in things that I said that I would deliver. Like, I'll meet somebody and it'll be like, oh, I think they'd be interested in this article. And I say, I'll send it, and I never do. That stuff, although it might seem small, I think that for me, it weighs on me. If I said I was going to get you an intro to something, if I said I was going to do something, I need to see myself doing it. I do. And so this week I went about things a little bit differently. I finally fixed my calendar, and you can do this on most calendar systems. So just so you know, finally fixed my calendar to make it so that I have a little bit of break in between my appointments. Just a little bit. It's not huge, but it's huge to me, because that means that I can write that appointment up. I go through a little process in my meetings when I'm meeting people. I go through, I have questions and different things that I do. And so if I never get a chance to write all that stuff down, I'm going to forget it. Whoa, this brain is not big enough to keep all of that information. So I get a chance. When I have a break between my meetings, I get a chance to write stuff down. I get a chance to write down details that I think are important, If I say that I'm going to send something, if I say I'm going to do something, then I get a chance to actually do that before my next meeting rolls. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal for me, because I need to see myself coming through on my promises. Uh, so I'm going to celebrate that. Put your wins in the comments for me so that we can celebrate all that has happened to you this week and all the coolness that is happening in your business life, in your personal life, whatever that may be. So that was a great big win this week. Also, and this is a tiny one, but a lot of you know I use Evernote. And Evernote is really cool. There's a free version that works for just most anybody, and then there's the paid version for us geeks. And that thing is that thing's amazing to me. Now, the thing that I have experienced and what has been so super fun about Evernote is that I've started like using a little bit of a shorthand in my notes, and I use the emoji shorthand. So I'll indicate, how that appointment went by the first 3 emojis that are, that occur to me or whatever. And it's kind of fun. It's just fun. And here's a thing that's more important. Whenever you can inject a little bit of fun in your day, do it. Do it. I don't care what it is. Dancing in between appointments, do it. I don't care. Sing at the top of your lungs, do it. Do it. And here's the reason why is because these times right now, desperate times deserve desperate measures. And if those desperate measures include me dancing around this office between my appointments sometimes, all the better. All the better. I did it right before this show. It gave me a huge amount of energy. Hey. I love my coffee. You know that I do. There's a very large cup of it going down just every single morning here in the Bot Cave. But there are different things to give you energy. And so I've kind of been doing a lot of dancing around my office this week. Also, this was huge. I landed a gig on February 18th. I'm going to be speaking at the New York Public Library. Wow. That's a gig, baby. That is awesomeness. I am so delighted to go and talk, to go present there about engagement marketing. Listen, babies, what it tells me is this thing is catching on, and that this thing is important, and that I'm on the right path, doing the right thing at the right time. And I may not be receiving all of the paychecks and accolades in the entire world, but I'm going to stop and give myself some. I'm going to stop and do that because I believe in what I'm doing. And I believe in the people that I work with, my clients, my team, everybody involved. And my coach as well. We had a meeting yesterday. I'm going to celebrate that. Love getting some clarity from my coach about what's going on in my world and what needs to shape up. I was saying before, desperate times and desperate measures, right? Well, what this pandemic and the results have really taught me is that businesses, especially small ones, we need to be agile. And what that means is that we need to be on our feet. We need to be looking at what we're doing, making changes accordingly. So long time ago, and I may be getting this word totally wrong, but I know you love me anyway. Going forward in business is not a straight line. It's just not. There's so many things along the way. There's so many things that go wrong. There are things that go incredibly right. They go so right, we don't even know how to handle it at that moment. It's all good. It's all good because I don't expect to go forward in a straight line in my business, straight line like that. I expect to go forward like tacking in a sailboat. And that is you go forward but at an angle, and then the wind changes, and then you go forward again at an angle, and then the wind changes, and then you go forward again at a different angle. You are going up. It's just not a straight line. It's not a straight line. I don't expect that in my business. I don't expect it because things happen. The wind changes. Wind changes. And of course, gotta adjust your sails. You guys, sorry, that word, it means sales, but also sales, like big sheets. And just a second ago, I thought I said the wrong word. No, I said the right word. You gotta adjust your sails. You gotta go, okay, what's the next right thing? I might not see the end of the tunnel some days. I might not. But you know what? I keep walking. I keep walking, and that's what you've got to do too. Walk with me. We're going to get out of this together. It's the only way it's going to happen. We're going to get out of this together. One foot in front of the other. What's the next plan? Can I look at what I've been doing and tweak that a little bit? Can I make a change here or there to get some better results? And really, it's this. How well am I connecting with people? And here's another question. And this just developed this week, but it's sort of always been there. But this one's special, and it developed this week. And that is, am I treating people am I making them feel seen, heard, and cared about? I've always worried about that in my engagement marketing stuff, right? I've always been thinking about that. You guys have heard me say that about 1 billion times by now. Make sure people feel seen, heard, and cared about. And so I've always thought about that in my marketing work. Am I thinking about that personally with every person that I see, with every person that I meet with? Am I treating them with care and concern? Because here's the deal. I know what it's like, and you know what this is like too. When somebody meets with you and you just get that feeling like they just want to sell you something, and you kind of just, express a little bit that you're not, super interested in whatever they're selling, and immediately their fake care and concern goes away and they go focus on the next person. It's much like the olden days in the before times when you used to go to like a store or something, and like they're helping you out, but they're also maybe the only person in the store, and they're helping you, but they're keeping an eye on the door and that person over there, and what's that kid doing? And you kind of feel like, I mean, you don't feel bad, but you feel just overlooked. And I know what that's like, and I know you do too. And so today, well, this week, I would say it that make people feel like they're cared about, extended into, how about just the people I'm meeting with over Zoom every day? How about just all of those people too? Just because they're not, reading something or whatever, just because they're not standing in front of me. So that was a big lesson for me, and I absolutely loved it. And so we're going to celebrate that again because it's my show and I can celebrate as often as I want to. So there was that. Here's another celebration for you. Now, go ahead and put your celebrations in the comments because I want to see them. Another celebration, a big piece of work went out, and that it was for my class. Big piece of work about teaching people how to gather new eyeballs. Get lead generation is what other people call it, but I don't like to reduce a person to a lead. I like them to remain people, so I just call it getting new eyeballs. And I did a unit on that this week that was pretty thorough, and wow, There was a lot in there. There was a lot to produce. Um, by the way, total tool tip of the day, everybody. If you're using video to spread your message, and I hope that you are, please do that, please. But if you're using video and you know that when you record something, it's probably going to be much bigger than the internet will allow. You know, always too heavy. And I had been using a tool to squish my videos down so that I could upload them. Well, I found a better one and it's free. It's called Handbrake. Let me throw that in the comments for you guys. Because boy, this thing is freaking amazing. It's freaking amazing. Handbrake .fr, I think, is the actual I don't think that's probably a clickable link, but copy and paste and you'll get to it. Handbrake is awesome. It is just awesome. I'd actually looked at that tool about 3 years ago, and it was like, this is confusing, but it's awesome now. It's easy to use, it's free, and you can squish your videos down. Very important. Very important. If you're doing a lot of video work, you've got to get that video ready to upload, and you've got to get it small enough so that it'll transfer and everything else. So if you want a free tool, there it is today. That is for you. I love you. If you're new to the show, on Friday, we celebrate everybody's wins. So if you've had a win this week, business, personal, big, small, if you've jumped a hurdle this week, put it in there. Put it in those comments and we'll celebrate with you. As long as it's internet friendly, as long as you're okay with it being on the internet, throw it in the comments for me and we will celebrate you. Entrepreneurs are some of the hardest working and most under celebrated people on the face of the earth. And it's time to change that. It's time to change that, at least on my show, at least on Fridays. Welcome to Entrepreneur Appreciation Day, because we are some of the hardest working people out there. Entrepreneurs are the only people who will quit a 40-hour-a-week job working for someone else to go to work for themselves for 80 hours a week. It's just how it is. Now, 80 hours a week, whoa, that'll approach burnout time pretty quickly. Hire some people if that is happening, because, wow, that will only last so long, I'm pretty sure. But, entrepreneurs bring about some of the greatest change in the whole world. I know some people have been watching, a lot of the government shakeup and a lot of the things that are happening there and in our world, and we should. I mean, but if you think about the greatest change that's come about in the world, I don't think of our government first. What I think of first is the person out there who's having an idea and putting it to work and making the next Apple computer. I think about the person who's, making the next augmented reality piece that we're going to see, or inventing a brand new system that will help a whole lot of people. Or there's tons of people out there right now who are talking about mental health, because we've all been locked up for a year. Almost a year at this point, but at this point last year, we were still all wandering out to restaurants and having food together. So that was fun. I will never not appreciate that again. But we've been locked up for a long time. We've been cooped up. And while that has been a good thing, less people die when we stay cooped up. I vote for cooped up every time. It does wear on your mental health a little bit. And so there are a lot of people out there working up some mental health pathways that people can go down to relieve some of that. Entrepreneurs are some of the hardest working people in the land. It's just the way that it is. We are out there not just trying to make a buck, but trying to make the world better. And so I celebrate you. Whatever you've done this week, whatever you whatever you haven't gotten done this week. Believe me, the list is large for all of us. You're not alone. I just want to tell you, I appreciate you. I celebrate what it means to be an entrepreneur. I celebrate what it means to be a creative person engaged in solving problems for people. And that is, to me, that's one of the most beautiful things about us, is that we're focused on solving problems because somebody needs to be, right? Somebody needs to be, and it's us. It's us. It's the entrepreneurs of the world. So, want to tell you you're not alone. Want to tell you that the mission that you're on, whatever it is, it's worthy. It's worthy of your time. It's worthy of your effort. And if I just said that and your stomach went, and maybe it's time to make a change. Anyway, so it's been a great week. It's been a great week here in the Bot Cave. The time, I've been able to do things that I never was able to do before. There have been times in the past that I've been so busy, I can't do anything to my website. I can't do anything to, a lot of the things that people see out there. And this week, we've been able to make some improvements. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been able to make some improvements, make some decisions, make some things that are pretty awesome. And it makes me happy. There's a branding company out there that did a website review of us. And they're friends of mine, Brad and Anna Swonetz, and they're amazing. They're going to be on the show here pretty soon. And they did a really great website review and said, this is where your message is getting through. This is where your message is not getting through. That is so important, you guys. It's so important to get that done. Let me tell you, I am so close. I'm this close to everything I produce on that website. And I think it's all perfect. It isn't. It isn't. When I have an objective pair of eyeballs go through and look at it with me and go, you know what? I don't understand this. It's so helpful. It's so helpful. So wanna thank Brad and Anna for spending the time to go over that stuff with me and show me what's working and what's not. Also, want to thank Tom, my team member, who is going through and fixing those things so that they will be better in the future. Makes me super ridiculously happy. So this weekend, gonna be a great weekend. I'm going to record the next unit for my class. Which is all about nurturing people once you've got them in your sights, once you've got them in your circle. How are you going to treat them? What's going to happen? How can you use bots and video and all the other tools that I use? How are you going to use those tools to nurture them until they become ready to make a decision to buy from you or not? So that's what I'm working on this weekend. Also going to spend some time in the art studio. Just about finished a project last week. I'm finishing it this week, my friends. You know that I am. And it is going to be super great. So that's all I have for now. You guys are the best audience in the world. I hope that you've gotten some hope today. I hope that you've gotten some different perspective so that you can now go about your day and kick the butt you deserve to kick. And yeah, that's it. So you're the best audience, and I'll talk to you soon.